All right, welcome to Engage New York, Module 4, Lesson 9, Problem Set Debrief. All right, so let's go through and see how you did. Because if you did well on the problem set, you should be able to tackle and take on that homework because the homework goes exactly with the problem set, right? All right, so 1/3 of a foot is equal to how many inches? 4 inches. And if you need to look to see the way I solve that, go ahead. 5/6 of a year is equal to how many months? 10 months. 4/5 of a meter is equal to how many centimeters? 80 centimeters. So remember, I'm translating this over, and 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters, right? 2/3 of an hour is equal to how many minutes? 40 minutes. So I'm trying to remain really consistent at how I'm writing this out for you so that you have something to hold on to. If you follow the formula, if you follow the steps, you should be successful. 3/4 of a yard times 3/4 times 1 yard is equal to 3/4 times 36 inches. And I got 36 inches because 1 yard is equal to 3 feet, which is equal to 36 inches. It comes to 27 inches. Notice I labeled each one of my answers and I circled. That way I don't get confused on what my answer is. Mrs. Lang told her class that the class's pet hamster is 1/4 of a foot in length. How long is a hamster in inches? 3 inches. I solved it in the same exact way using that algebraic formula. Then at the market, Mr. Paul bought 7/8 pound of cashews and 3/4 pound of walnuts. He bought 14 ounces of cashews, 12 ounces of walnuts. How many more ounces of cashews than walnuts? 2 ounces more. Then we have to compare with Mrs. Toombs. So this is where application of what you know about multiplying numbers. Remember, you can't multiply a fraction by a mixed number. You have to make sure you change it to an improper fraction. So Mrs. Toombs, 1.5 pounds becomes 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 halves of a pound, which means it's 1.5, right? So 3 halves of a pound is equal to how many ounces? 3 halves times 1 pound, 3 halves times 16 ounces gives me 24 ounces. But that's not really the answer. 24 ounces is not the answer. Who bought more nuts, Mr. Paul or Mrs. Toombs, is really the answer we're looking for. So Mr. Paul bought 14 ounces plus 12 ounces. So going back to the problem up above to help us answer the problem below. Mr. Paul, 14 ounces plus 12 ounces is 26 ounces. So 26 minus 24 is 2 ounces. Mr. Paul bought 22 ounces more. All right. This type of problem will be on the mid-module test. So you have to be able to, number one, scale. You have to be able to start here and move down and use numbers from the other problems that you just solved in order to get your final answer. It's going to be key. You have to be able to do this. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and then pull in the answers from your other problems in order to solve. Hopefully you got the other ones right. So final problem in problem set is a jewelry maker, 20 inches of gold chain. She used 3/8 of the chain for a bracelet. How many inches of gold did she have left? So it's not really how much did she use for the bracelet. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for how much she had left. So 3/8 of 20 is 15 halves, which comes to 7.5 inches that she used for the bracelet. But that's not what I'm looking for. She started with 20 inches. She used 7.5 inches. How many inches did she have left? Now I came over here just to model, if you didn't remember how to subtract, the fraction here. So you know you have your 20 and you have your 7.5. So I had to regroup, take one whole and make that 19 and turn this into a fraction in order to subtract. I think that's probably where people make their biggest mistake is they just go, oh, they either forget the half or they make the half too big. All right, so instead of 12.5, you may have ended up with 13.5, and that's probably because you didn't take a whole away and turn that into a fraction in order to subtract. All right. Homework is going to go exactly with this. So if you just went through and completed this independently, checked your work, you should be able to take on that homework with confidence. Good luck.